everyone. I hope everyone's doing great. It's the 4th of July, and I thought I'd come on here and first of all do what some of you hate me doing so much, is making a YouTube video while I'm driving. Sorry. I know a lot of people out there are like, what? You're doing a YouTube video while you're driving? Yes, I am. It's my ADD. I can't seem to sit still and do just a YouTube video, so I try to like do it while I'm doing other things. But anyways, 4th of July makes me remember the days of when I used to party so much, because, you know, 4th of July was always a time of partying and having fun and being with friends. And now that I'm sober, I don't do that anymore. And that might sound like a pretty scary thing for people that aren't sober yet, you know, kind of breaking away from what you know as fun and something that makes you not so, I don't know, in work mode. Something that gives you a reason to, I don't know, live sometimes, is to hang out with your friends and to drink and to, you know, do whatever it is you do. And, you know, as you get a little older, as I got older, those things weren't fun anymore. I was doing a lot of Adderall and so focused in my own day-to-day things, getting tasks complete, doing things that I never even really wanted to stop and enjoy life anymore. And Adderall just totally, you know, was my life. And now I'm far from that. And I wanted to just jump on here and go through a few things that people have asked about when it comes to quitting Adderall. One of the questions that I've had asked was money, like pay cut. When you stop doing Adderall, how much of a pay cut did I take in my career? Well, I don't think that stopping Adderall is what made me take a pay cut. It was Adderall that made me take a pay cut. First, it made me have a pay increase, I believe. I would have probably gotten there on my own. I know I would have, because I'm back there. But let me rewind. The more and more I got into my disease, which was addiction, the less and less I was capable of doing my job. My boss told me one time, I don't need Lauren at 100%. I can take Lauren at 70%. You don't need to be at 100% every day. I was so uptight, wound so tight, I would freak out on people that didn't get their job done or didn't show up or do what they say they were going to do. And that's just how nature goes with people. Not everybody is going to do the things that you want or need them to do. And I was so in my own head. Everything had to be done. Everything had to be perfect. And everyone else should be that way too. And before long, I wasn't able to function properly in my career. I had really good days, and then I had really bad days, like days I couldn't get out of bed. Then I had really bad weeks because my anxiety would hit me so bad. And I was drinking because the Adderall had me so wound up that I would literally shake. And I had to like drink just to take the edge off. So I would end up having a few glasses of wine at lunch or whatever. I was just not at all what I thought I was. I thought I was doing great. I thought that I was an asset to the company I work for. And I was at one point, but I just got to this point where Adderall like consumed my life. It consumed me. So anyways, to get to the point that I was making about money is, yeah, no, I totally took a pay cut when I stopped working, but I didn't stop working when I was still doing Adderall when I stopped working. Like, I had a really bad, I was with a company for about 10 years, and things happened, and I had to go, and it wasn't because I quit Adderall. It was because when I look back at it now, it was because I was doing Adderall. Adderall wasn't the reason why me and that company parted ways, but it was definitely why I was acting the way I was, which led to me parting ways with that company. A company I was with for 10 years. And then I had this depression kick in because like I felt like that company did me so wrong and blah, blah, blah. Remember, addicts have this thing about them where they think that I thought that I was the victim. Always, I'm the victim. It's very hard for an addict to see that they are the problem. It's never them that's the problem. It's always happening to us, and we're the victim. It's such a way that you can see that somebody is not off drugs. When they're always the victim, they're still using. People that aren't using will take responsibility, apologize, and move on. People on drugs will never, ever let things go. They'll constantly, well, if this didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be like this. If I didn't have to go through this, then I wouldn't be like this. So anyways, I had made quite a bit of money. I did very well. And I was like, you know what? I am just going to take some time and find the right job. Well, I never did. And I ended up spending like all my money that I had in savings. And then I was just in such a bad state that that's when I started to really, really start feeling the effects of Adderall. When I didn't have my company or work to like bounce ideas off, people weren't around me. I kind of like secluded myself. I was doing like a lot of DIY projects at home. I was very secluded. I like didn't want to talk to people. And that's really dangerous because that's when you start getting in your head and you don't talk to other people and ask other people like, is this right? Am I overthinking this? And so it took about another year and a half, 2 years until I finally said, okay, that's enough. And I went into therapy, and therapy took quite some time. It took a year, maybe, because I went to quite a few of them, for me to start getting myself back to where I can work again. And when I went back to the workforce, I had to file bankruptcy. So I went from having a 401k, stocks, money in the bank, to filing bankruptcy. So I'm not embarrassed of it now. I never really was that embarrassed of it because you just got to do what you got to do. You know, I'm more embarrassed of the fact that I let a drug totally change me as a person. And take over so much of my life. That's more something that I wish never happened than me losing all my money and gaining it back. Because you do gain it back, and you gain it back in a way that you've always wanted to do. Like the things, the job, the way, it's not so much like going through the motions, but like I really enjoy the things that I do and the relationships that I make. So I lost it all, but I've gained it all back, and more so. And I have my husband now. I'm not on my own. I'm not. I never ever want to do drugs again. And you know, as an addict, recovering addict, you don't ever want to say I never will do drugs again, because that is a beast. Sorry about that. My phone overheated because it's so hot. And I really can't remember everything that I was saying, but I just wanted to come to you today to let you know that in life, things happen. And change is not a bad thing. Change is a good thing. When we get too comfortable with things, then we get complacent. And what are we here for then? Just to kind of exist and do the same things? So if you're afraid to stop Adderall because you think it's going to financially strain you, you know, it might. But it might not. It might be a blessing. In my opinion, what happened to me was a blessing. I wouldn't probably be here if I was still doing Adderall. I was doing things that weren't safe. I was acting in a way where I was secluding myself, and I wasn't a part of my family. and I wasn't healthy, and I just wasn't, you know, living. I was just existing. So yeah, sometimes in life I figured that I either have to take chances and kind of trust in my higher power, which is something that I really, really got close and personal with through my journey of being sober. So anyways, I wanted to let you know that, you know, look at me, I made it. I really was a prime example of somebody that had a serious problem with Adderall. I made it, and I'm on the other side, and I'm, you know, doing the best that I can. I mean, some people would say I'm thriving. Hey, some days I feel thriving, some days I feel like I'm not, because that's what life is all about. You know, it's not always up, go, 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 go. Sometimes we have to take a moment and say, hey, this is hard. So, listen, if you would, leave me a message, or even better, you could subscribe. Remember, my name is Lauren. I am not a doctor. All of this is my opinion, and I wish the best for everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you later.